Ovadia, Alav Shalom, did anything possible. There's so many stories about everything that he did. And I have to tell you that it's not a coincidence that right now we're in a war and we have the Hilula, the 10th Hilula of Ovadia Yosef. Because we know that tzaddikim b'mitatam keroim chaim. When tzaddik passed away, when tzaddik left this world, is not with us anymore. No, the body is not here. But the tzaddik, the neshama of the tzaddik is here. I will tell you more than that. The tzaddik actually have more power after he passed away than before. Why? Because here in this world we are limited to the body. Right? How much you can do? You're limited. But when the soul leaves the body, the soul can do much more. The tzaddik can do much more. That's why we say, Zechuto yehem magen v'tzina alenu. The tzaddik is zechut, the merit, all the mitzvot. Everything that he did will be zechut for us, and now we can do much more. And we're asking, obviously, the zechut of all the tzaddikim to be for us, especially in those days. And I want to share with you a story that my brother told me today about what's going on in Israel, so you'll understand that Miki Amcha Israel, the love that people have for each other. So my brother lives in Yerushalayim. Half of my family live in Yerushalayim, half of the family live in Bnei Brak. So I called my brother and I was in pain. You know, everything that happened. And you don't really talk loud about it, but with family you share, you know, what you feel about the situation. And you feel comfortable to blame this guy, that guy. You know, how come they didn't notice? How come the government, the previous government, the future government? We're talking and I ask him, come on, what's going on in Israel right now? What's going on? You know, he have lots of friends. He's very social. Thousands of friends. Any kinds of friends. I ask him, what's going on? What do you feel in Israel? And he says, listen, I'm driving every day from the north to south, from Tel Aviv to Yerushalayim, back and forth. He's involved in few Hamal. You know what is Hamal? מה זה חמ"ל? חדר מלחמה. It's a room, it's a war.
Safe room?
No, it's not a safe room. It's a room that people are volunteer and helping as much as they can. And they're opening Hamal everywhere. And obviously they have different organizations, different groups. So he's going, I ask him, Nati, מה קורה בארץ? What's going on in Israel right now? What do you feel? He told me, listen, כבוד הרב, he called me כבוד הרב. Because one time he was here Friday, and everybody, you know, כבוד הרב, כבוד הרב. So even though he's my brother, since then he's like, that's the nickname, you know. So he told me, I have to tell you and share. He told me, please share this message with your people. So I'm telling you with the story that he told me. One of the story. He says, first, what you feel in the street in Israel right now is love. Pure love. So then what are you talking about? We're in the 60s, 70s, hipsters in America. What are you talking about? He says, yes. You walk right now in the street in Yerushalayim, in Tel Aviv, in Bnei Brak, in the south, in the north. You feel love. People love each other. You told me I'm in the red light, someone smiling to me. I'm going lighting a candle. You know, they're putting right now everywhere in Israel, people lighting candles. I'm lighting a candle. There is this person come to me, give me a hug. I don't even know you. Don't touch me. Give me a hug. Then there is a lady, says, hey, you need something? Told me right now in Israel, I feel love. And I told them, because, you know, come on, we're Israeli. We're Sabres in Kotzim. Love, ma, did you took something? I said, no, you don't understand. So listen, he told me few stories. One of the stories. So basically, he opened Hamal in Yerushalayim. Lots of friends. They have an apartment of someone. They put computers, some phone calls. They're calling people. They have donations come. People, Venmo, Zelle, whatever. They have donations from America. I even put Zelle in the WhatsApp group. People send Baruch Hashem donations. And they have friends in the army. And they telling them, okay, listen, we need food right now in Basis over there. All right, in 30 minutes, we need this, we need that. Some says we need shoes, whatever. So they have donations come, basically providers. They have soldiers, mamash, me'achazit, front line, not stories, ganavim, mamash. People they know, friends, family, calling them, we need this, we need that. They go themselves. My brother, one of the guys, they goes, okay, they need food. He goes, mamash, to the bakery, buy pitot, burekasim, drive to the basis, give the chayalim, they eat, they enjoy, goes back and forth, back and forth. So he told me, people call with different donations. There is a lady who called from Herzliya. And this lady, she's not a regular lefty. She's a small progressive. It means that she's mamash against IDF, support Hamas, talking about mamash. Crazy Arab people said they are the worst. Listen. She called my brother. I'm telling you a story from today. She called my brother, says, listen, I have a donation from Kfar Shmariyahu. Very fancy place in Israel. And someone gave me your number. I wanna help. Says, what's the donation? Says, let me open the boxes. Opening the boxes, lots of diapers, wipes, motzetzim, baby bottles, boxes of boxes. So my brother telling her, listen, I'm dealing with soldiers. They don't need diapers. So she's like, listen, I got like 2 pallets over here from Kfar Shmariyahu, everything fresh, good, Huggies, Pampers, good stuff. What to do with it? So my brother says, you know what, 1 second. He called my sister. My sister opened Hamal in Bnei Brak. Lots of families. There is 500,000 Israeli refugees right now. I don't know if you're aware. 500,000 moved from the south and some of them from the north to different cities in Israel. Talking about maybe 50,000 Israeli right now moved from the south to be around Bnei Brak, Ramat Gan, Givat Shmuel. So there is a big Hamal, a big room in Rabbi Akiva Street, taking care of the families. My sister, she's in charge over there to bring boxes of supplies to families that literally have no place to be. So they're staying by other families, but they need stuff, right? So my brother called my sister and says, hey, listen, I have 2 pallets of diapers, wipes, this, that, you need it? Let's give me a second. They look at a list of families with babies. Right now, they need it in Bnei Brak. Says, yeah, listen, I have a list like 50 families over here with babies. They need it. They got nothing. Their house is burned. They need it. Okay. My brother called back to this lady. Says, listen, it's in Bnei Brak, but my sister don't drive. I don't know. Says, don't worry. I'm gonna bring it to Bnei Brak. So my brother is like, Bnei Brak is the black and white people, Says, no, don't worry. Listen, she was never in Bnei Brak. This lady, 50 years old, never in Bnei Brak in her life. Hate Haredim, hate the government, the IDF. Says now, when Hamas killed people, they didn't ask them before, hey, tell me, did you vote for Bibi or you vote for guns? Did you vote for Haredim or for Chilonim? Are you lefty or are you right? They didn't ask. And listen what she's telling my brother. The last 20 years, she votes not for the left, for Hadash Ta'al. You know what is Hadash Ta'al? It's an Arab group. Imagine. And she says, listen, in the last 20 years, every time I vote for the Arabs, I'm not talking about regular left, אני מדבר איתכם serious left. Says, now I woke up and I understand that it's not about left, right, religious, non-religious, man, woman, young, old. It's about Jewish. When Hamas came to the party, you think that it says, oh, you guys are not religious because it's Simchat Torah and you're dancing trance music. We not, they went to the kibbutzim and they're asking the door. It says, tell me something. You supporting Bibi or you? No. They shoot everybody. They killed everybody. And this lady drove with a truck full of those stuff to Bnei Brak. Now listen. My sister wasn't available. So she called my brother again. She says, listen, what I'm going to do with all the stuff? You won't believe. Says, listen, my parents right now, they're in Argentina because my grandmother passed away on Sukkot. So my parents went to Argentina to do Shiva. So their apartment in Bnei Brak, it's empty. Listen to a story from today. I'm telling you, my family. So my brother told this lady, says, listen, there you go. Kahaneman 64. There is an apartment that is empty. I will give you the code. He gave her the code of the apartment. This lady went today to the apartment of my parents in Bnei Brak and asked few Hasidim to help her to unload from the truck diapers for families in Bnei Brak. This is love. And you know what? The Hamas, Yamach Shmam, they come and they kill and they burn and they destroyed. But you know what? They're not able to do anything to the spirit of the Jewish people. The opposite. They reminded us that we are one nation. They reminded us something, and I'm telling you, I just gave you one story. Everyone, Baruch Hashem, is together. People don't care who you are, who did you vote for. So yes, we feel bad. Some of the people blame each other. Obviously, it's difficult. It's not easy. It's not easy time. I'm not saying. There's lots of open questions. There's lots of investigations. But at the same time, right now, people literally, they give things that they don't have. They go and they sing to soldiers, and they support families, and they open their houses. Things, they're amazing. And I feel like this is what Ovadia always wanted. And he's happy right now. In his tent Hilula, he's looking at us and he says, it's very sad that we needed the Hamas to do it. But you know, he's happy that that's the result. The Gemara in Masechet Megillah is telling us that Haman Arasha was the worst. רצה to destroy the whole Jewish people. להשמיד, להרוג ולאבד את כל היהודים. מנער ועד זקן, טף ונשים ביום אחד. The Gemara is telling us that you need to say on Purim, Baruch Haman. You need to bless Haman. Can you bless Haman? It's impossible. The Gemara says, Amar Rava, you have to drink enough wine, right? חמין יש לי בסומה בפוריה, עד, you want, you know, you're not going to realize, בין ארור Haman לברוך מרדכי, you'll mix. You'll say, Baruch Haman. How you can bless Haman? The Gemara give you the answer right away. You don't think it's an answer because it's like different paragraph. But it's an answer. The Gemara is telling you that you know how many prophets we had to the Jewish people? How many prophets we had?
Real ones?
Huh? Nevi'im? No, Nevi'im.
48 plus?
No, there's 48 books. Kama Nevi'im l'sha'atam. People, they were prophet from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You know, they had schools for Nevuah. 2 times of Yotzei Mitzrayim. Kiflaim ki Yotzei Mitzrayim. 1.2 million Nevi'im we had to the Jewish people. 1.2 million. Gemara Masechet Megillah. 1.2 million. Says the Gemara, all of those 1.2 million and the 48 Nevi'im and Nevi'ot all together, they weren't able to do what one little Haman Amalek Yamach Shmo was able to do. How many times those Nevi'im were talking to the Jewish people? You have to do teshuvah, you have to pray, you have to learn, you have to give tzedakah, you have to be nice to your friend, to your wife, to your kids. You have to do the right thing. How many times? 1.2 million. Did we ever listen? No. We didn't. One Haman, little Haman, Ayan Namuch, Haman ben Amdata. Was Amalama. And one little Haman was able to make the entire Jewish people to do teshuvah. Everyone together. To go to fast with Esther and to learn the halachot of Kemetzah with Mordechai, and everybody did teshuvah. Says the Gemara, when you understand that, you know what you says, Baruch Haman. Why Baruch Haman? Because Haman is nobody. Haman is the messenger of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he sent Haman. Why? So we're going to wake up. So we'll do teshuvah. So we're going to realize that, you know, we need to do the right thing. That's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us. So when he sent Haman, it's actually bracha for us. Let me tell you something. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu sent Hamas, that's definitely the worst thing that happened to the Jewish people since the Holocaust. You know, I spoke today to people, they were 7 years old. They've seen everything. And they told me, we never heard, we never saw something like that, not even close. Crazy. Mamash. But you know what? Who sent the Hamas? We try to blame IDF, the intelligence forces, Modi'in, Shabak, Mossad, Bibi, government, Yemanim, Smolanim, you know. Who sent the Hamas? Tachlis. Kadosh Baruch Hu. Kadosh Baruch Hu sent the Hamas, המלאך של הישמעאלים, came and told them, go do it. Why? So we don't know why, we don't know חשבונות שמיים, but you see the results. A week before it's happened, on Yom HaKippurim, the Jewish people came to a place that since I think the second Bet HaMikdash, the second temple, we didn't have fights in the Jewish people like last Yom HaKippurim. If you read this history, last time that we had something similar, when Jewish people didn't let each other to pray, was Beit Sheni, over 2,000 years. In Eretz Israel, the Jewish state, people fighting makot. לא, אתה יודע, hey, listen, I think you know, over, no, it's not in school when you draw a line in the table and you push each other, you know. No, makot, going fighting each other in aggressive way in Tel Aviv. Why? Because some of them want to pray and some of them says, no, you're not going to pray. Then the government, the court, doesn't allow Jewish people to celebrate Akafot Shniyot. Kadosh Baruch Hu says, you know, you don't let people say, no, don't worry, nobody gonna do Akafot Shniyot. No one is going to dance. It's not a coincidence that when you find yourself in a situation of Sinat Chinam, Akadosh Baruch Hu will do something to remind us that we are brothers and sisters. I'm telling you, those young people who dance in the party, they were religious? No. They keep Shabbat and Simchat Torah? No.
Some of them.
How you can dance in a party keeping Simchat Torah?
I know some of them.
Ma some of them? They keep with Amira Legoy?
Some of them I know from never.
They came before?
Person, but I know but
So
like music, not really religious. The one that but it's not a
Baruch Hashem. So I'm very happy there is solutions to be in a party without Simchat Torah. The point is that the place, you know, you need to understand, the place over there was not a place of Kedusha, a place of learning Torah.
Yes.
There was a Buddha over there, Avodah Zarah, Gilui Arayot, drugs, whatever. But did you hear one rabbi say something bad about him? No, why? Because unfortunately we need the Hamas to remind us we are brothers and sisters. Did you hear one rabbi say, oh, it's okay they took this lady because she was lefty, she didn't, you know, she did whatever, there was few lefty. Did you hear one rabbi say, oh, the guy depart, Chaz v'Chalila? Why? Because the Hamas, Yamach Shmam, they were mesovevim chova al-yedei Hayab. Obviously, they deserve to get all the punishments in the world, but still, they're reminding us that we all one family, one person, one entity, one nation, one heart, brothers and sisters. Because at the end of the day, we all coming from the same Father, and you can't ignore this fact. And you know what? Someone told me, why Akadosh Baruch Hu reminding us, you know, in this way? Why to kill 1,300 people? Some says even more, 14 or whatever the number is. Shem Inkum Damam. Why you need to do it? Why are you not talking to us in a nice way? You want us to do mitzvot, to do Torah? Be nice. You know, because he told me right now, many people in the world, the last thing they want to be is Jewish. Many Jewish, unfortunately, they want to hide their identity. They go, says we have nothing to do with Jewish people. They don't want to expose, they don't want to, you know, go public, oh, I'm Jewish. I'm telling you, I had a flight, I had a wedding that I went to do the wedding in Paris. I came back. There's one guy here from Miami that told me in the airport, not here, in Europe, had connection in Portugal. So they told me we're 2 weeks already in Europe and you're the first person with kippah. Not just kippah, the Sephardic Center kippah from the back, so you know, Lamut al-Kiddush Hashem. Exactly. So they're telling me, you're the first person. They went to Italy, to France, to Portugal, they went to Belgium. Because you're the first person we see publicly with kippah. So I told them, if that's the case, so Hamas didn't kill 1,300 people. Unfortunately, they killed 8 million. If we are afraid, if we are embarrassed of our identity, if you weren't willing to expose to the world that we, in Paris, you know what you see over there? Everyone walk, they do whatever they want. You can identify yourself as a dog, and people who says, yes, you're a dog, right? And then you say, sorry, I don't feel like a dog, I feel like a female dog. And it says, okay, that's good. You can do whatever you want. There is naked statues all over Paris. People do with jalabiyah or whatever they want. But God forbid you're gonna go with kippah. Oh, you put people in an uncomfortable situation. Everybody gonna do whatever they want, but kippah, chas v'chalila, that's the problem. We're not gonna let them do it, because if that's the case, so I'm sorry, they won the war. If Jewish people in Europe, in America, says I'm not going with kippah, I'm not going with tzitzit, I'm not talking about in a risky situation when you see people in Turkey jumping on you. I'm talking about normal cases. Be proud of yourself. They're proud of themselves, but I will tell you more than that. So I'm talking with someone, and he's telling me, Rabbi, but why Hashem cannot be nice with us and we're going to do the right thing? I say, you know what? You're right. I was also thinking like that. But let's look at the history. When Hashem was nice with the Jewish people, in Germany, people don't talk about it. But most of the people who died, who got killed in the Holocaust, they weren't religious. Look at the videos, look at the pictures. Some were yeshivot. Most of the people, they weren't religious. Hitler reminded people 3 generations that they were Jewish. They forgot. They intermarried. They got assimilated. They felt that they were Germany. He reminded them. Look in America. America is the best country ever since creation. Since Adam HaRishon, that was the best country for Jewish people. The best. Financially, emotionally, mentally, socially, you name it. Living in America as a Jew was never, it's better than Israel. Here, man, you feel secure. You make money. Everything is good. Education. Everything is amazing. How many religious people in America? And unfortunately right now it says over 50% intermarriage. 80% of the Jewish people in America, they don't feel comfortable exposing their identity publicly. In their house they maybe will do something. You go to places like Cleveland, that's crazy. People talk about 90% assimilation, intermarriage, 90%. So I don't understand. If you're telling me that when everything is good and everything is amazing and no one is anti-Jews and you can work, you can make money, you can live, so people will do mitzvot, people will learn Torah, so why in America not 6 million Jews are religious? Why it's the opposite? Why is the opposite? Why most of the Jewish people in Arab country today or in Europe that feel, the dangerous, like French, most of them are traditional. But in America, when everything is amazing, most of the Jews, unfortunately, reform, conservative, this and that. How many Jewish schools you have in America and how many Jewish people? You put the numbers. Not even 5% sending to Jewish schools. Not even 5% of the Jews in America. That's embarrassing. How many? Look how many schools we have in Miami. How many Jews live in Miami? Put the numbers. Most of the Jews in public schools. But why? You live in Miami. You know what? The government support you, give you literally 8,000-9,000 for each kid. You have organizations that help you. You have kosher restaurants. You can keep Shabbat, you have Eruv. You can walk, you can do whatever you want. So unfortunately, the answer is that when everything is nice, everything is comfortable, Shamanta avita kasita vaishman yeshurun vaivad. You just don't care anymore. You just feel like whatever. So unfortunately, you need to slap sometimes. And if you have kids, it's just like education. Sometimes you can tell your son 1,000 times, don't do something, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. He won't listen. He won't listen. Then you scream at him, and if you were living in my generation, you get a slap, like a good one, and that's it. That's it. That's the end of it. Right? But why? But you try the nice way. You talk to your kids 1,000 times. Sometimes, unfortunately, the kids don't listen. They need a good slap. They need a few Moroccans, they know exactly what I'm talking about. You take the belt, but not the soft one. Take the Ferragamo one, the real skin with the big boom, And I see a guy coming over here, a little kid, coming over here with H over Hermes over here. It's like, what happened in your head? It's like, the belt of my father, One day come with Ferragamo, one day with Hermes. Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. To remind you, Kadosh Baruch Hu gave us with the belt this time. You think he wanted it? I have kids. I'm telling you, when you punish your kids, you know who suffer more? You suffer. The worst feeling. You take your kids, Nahon Mordechai, you take your kids to Orlando. Right? You spend money, you spend time, you go crazy, and it's difficult, big budget. You drive 3 hours, you're coming to Orlando. You already put in that trip $3,000 by the hotel and the food and losing job and this and that. You spent few good thousands, right? And you're driving Kamo Chamor 3 hours, right? And you're coming to whatever, Disney nonsense, to the main place. And then your kids fighting. Because you got Bamba and Yankale took from Aaron at a Bamba. Little Bamba cost 50 cents. 50 cent Bamba. And you have in the car 20 of them. And they start to fight against each other from Bamba. And you tell them, stop, we're in Orlando. We're going to the parks, to Universal. No, he started first. I hate you. You're the worst brother ever. Boom, boom, boom. Till you have to separate them. You take the Bamba. None of you getting the Bamba. Put in punishment. You know what? We're going home. No Orlando for you guys. Who is suffering more? The parents, not the kids. The kids will forget. You're spending so much. You're doing so much. Putting effort and energy and money and time and thought. But then you have to stop it because your kids don't get it. You know what? At Kadosh Baruch Hu, He spent so much for us. He created the whole world. Everything. And we're fighting in Tel Aviv. Kol nidre. No, don't pray. I want to pray. Don't pray. Fighting like little kids. Pray not to pray. Why you care? Let you pray. You let him be in his house. Everybody's happy. Love each other. You're brothers. So Kadosh Baruch Hu is giving us punishment. You think that Hashem is happy? Hashem is suffering more than all of us. As I told you last week, when you pray for Hashem. Because we have short memory. We forget. You wake up every morning, you remember the Holocaust? You don't. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu, every day. כי זוכר כל הנשכחות אתה. ואין שכחה מנגד עיניך. Kadosh Baruch Hu, every day, He remember all the Jews who got killed in the last 3,000 years. Every day, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is seeing Mamash Bet HaMikdash on fire, the first and the second one. You know how painful it is? The best gift we got from Hashem is the ability to forget. Imagine you remember any bad things that happened to you since you were born. Imagine. You won't be able to function. You won't be able to live. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu, He remember everything. We need to pray for Hashem, not to be in Galut. We need to pray for Hashem to stop we says, Aseh lema'ancha, im lo lema'anenu. Forget about us. We have short memory. People today already forget. Okay, that's life. People telling me, Mamash, okay, this is life. People already get used to the concept that we have 200 hostages in Gaza. Okay, that's life. I feel bad for them. Hopefully, Kadosh Baruch Hu, don't forget. So when you pray, don't just pray for yourself. Pray for Hashem. Unfortunately, we needed this reminder.
How do you pray for Hashem?
You say, Hashem, I don't want you to be in Galut. I want the Shekhinah to go back to Yerushalayim. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling you that He's not going back to Yerushalayim של מעלה עד שיבוא לירושלים של מטה. נכון? David, you gonna help me? לא יבוא לירושלים של מעלה עד שיבוא לירושלים של מעלה. הקדוש ברוך הוא is telling you, I won't go to ירושלים. מה ירושלים? Till you go to ירושלים. הקדוש ברוך הוא is in גלות. Pray for Hashem. And how I know that this is the truth? Because I see the results. You judge things by the results. As I told you, and we're going to be positive right now. In Israel, what you see right now in the street is unity, love, and faith. Those three things right now. And you know what? When my brother told me that, and he told me crazy stories about people, there was a lawyer that had a break in the court, and he's calling my brother to the Hamas, and he says, listen, I have 2 hours, what can I do? So my brother says, let me find out. He says, okay, there is a group of 20 soldiers, Mizrach Yerushalayim, they stuck over there the whole day. Please, can you bring them some food? So this lawyer is leaving the court, he's going to Shuk Machne Yehuda, taking whatever he can take, he's going to Mizrach Yerushalayim, bringing those soldiers food, going back to court to work. Doesn't know them. Nothing. And thousands of stories like that. That's right now is the answer. This is the answer. Mamash. Unity, love and faith in Hashem. This is what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted. That's why he brought it all of it. And you know what? And this is, I'm afraid to say it, but this is the truth. If we're not going to wake up, basically we're saying to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you killed all of those people for no reason. If we're not going to change, if we're not going to do something about it, basically we're telling to Hashem, all of those people that got killed by the Hamas Yamach Shmam was for no reason, because we didn't learn anything from that. We didn't change, we didn't get the message. And believe me, we don't want to be in that place. We want to say, Hashem, we got it. Please, no more. We got it. We believe in you. We have faith. We're united. We love each other. Ahavat Chinam. Ahavat Chinam. That's what we need. And there is one thing, mamash, last thing, before we're going to read one halacha from Rav Ovadia, it's going to be Leilun Nishmato, Sfatam Edovevot Bakever. There is one thing that after, hearing all the stories with my brother, he asked me one thing. He says, listen, you're a rabbi, maybe you have the answer. I don't have an answer. Maybe you can ask the people. How in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, when Be'ezat Hashem will be over, hopefully all the hostages will be in Israel, we're going to destroy Hamas, Be'ezat Hashem, 1 month, okay, 2 months, whatever. Everything is over. How we can keep the energy that we have today. How we're going to keep it that this lady that against Haredim will drive to Bnei Brak for Shabbat to spend time with religious family. In 2 years from today. How we can keep the love between each other. How we can keep the unity. That's the question that I'm asking you. That's something that we need to take Kabbalah upon ourselves. Because in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, people go back to the routine, Parnassah, family, that's it, game over. People get used to it. Now what? We're going to go back to the same nonsense? To the same fight? So Chaz v'Chalila, it's going to happen again? We don't want it to happen again. Right? We say never again. After the Holocaust, we all say never again. Right? Yeah. And millions of Jews went to Auschwitz, right? And say never again, never again. And what happened? Same thing. Slaughtering kids, raping women, burning houses with the people alive. Nothing. You know why? Because we didn't change. If you don't change, the result will be the same thing. I know it's a tough thing, but if we're not going to wake up now, when are you going to wake up? You need 20,000 people, God forbid? You need 200,000, 6 million like the Holocaust? How much we need? Can we get the message right now, or we need a few more months? So I believe we should say, Hashem, we got it. We got it. Thank you. Chazaku Baruch. We got the message. That's it. But how we can keep it? So I think each one of us can keep it. Each one of us. With small things. Smile to each other. Text messages. Hey, how are you? How's your day? Small things. Stupid things. When you meet people, doesn't matter what's the background. Religious, non-religious. Man, woman. Ashkenazi, Sfaradi. Right, left. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We're all brothers and sisters. And that's what we need to have, the Ahavat Chinam. And Ovadia Alav Shalom was talking about it and was bringing everyone together and says that's what we need. Doesn't matter. He was actually the one who says doesn't matter where you come from. This country, that country. Right now we live in Israel. We have the Mara Data. Everyone is together. That's what we're trying to do. So I'm going to read B'ezrat Hashem one halacha and we'll see how it's connected to the situation. Ovadia is telling us about the halachot is in Hazon Ovadia, Kitzur Shulchan Aruch of Hazon Ovadia. And he's telling us, chapter 15, אין קידוש אלא במקום סעודה. When you do קידוש, you have to do the same place when you're going to have the meal. That's when the place you do the סעודה. ולא יקדש בבית זה ויסעד בבית אחר. Don't do קידוש in your house, then go to your neighbor to eat. Sometimes it's happened when you go to your neighbor, or you go to the house next to you, you do קידוש here, you go there, or you do קידוש in the shul, you're not eating anything, you go home. There's two problems. No, nothing to do with הדלקת נרות. Because this is also applied during the day of Shabbat. Many times people, and that's very important, even if you do Kiddush in shul, but you don't eat enough, it's not Seudah. So not only that you need to do Kiddush in your house, you basically ate before Kiddush, because if this Kiddush doesn't qualify as a Kiddush, you ate before Kiddush. Why? Why we need Kiddush במקום Seudah? Huh? You know why? Aaron, why you need to do Kiddush במקום Seudah? You do Kiddush in one house, and you eat in a different house. מה אתה אומר? Good question.
You bless. I don't know.
Let me tell you something. But you're very close because you say you blessed. You started good. The Navi is telling us, וקראת לשבת עונג לקדוש אדוני מכובד, וכיבדתו מעשותיך מצור חפתיך ודבר דבר. אז תתענג על אדוני אלוהיך, והרכבתיך במטה הארץ, והאכלתיך נחת יעקב כי פי אדוני דיבר. The pasuk is telling us, וקראת לשבת עונג. What is וקראת? You call the Shabbat, Kiddush, right? Shabbat מקודש, right? You do Kiddush. What is עונג? מה זה עונג? עזרא, מה זה עונג? להתענג בתענוגים, ברבורים וסלב ודגים. You know what is עונג? עונג is to sit, to eat מחשי, כבל, פנדס, לחמג'ים, and other food that other people eat. עונג שבת, Moroccan fish. עונג. You confuse the עונג with nega. זה נגע צרעת. עונג. So basically the pasuk is telling us וקראת לשבת עונג. You have וקראת and you have עונג. קראת is קידוש. What is עונג? Enjoy סעודה. Do it in the same place. וקראת עונג. You have to do it in the same place. You know what I'm learning from this right now? Is I'm just thinking in my head, and there's gonna be Leilun Ishmat, Rabbi Ovadia Yosef ben Georgia, and Leilun Ishmat Shushan ben Mimon, that this is the Sauda for his Ilui Neshama. When you do Kiddush, when Jewish people do Kiddush, when they elevate themselves, when they become holy, when they reveal sparks of godliness among themselves, when they connect to each other, when they love each other, when they're united, when they love Hashem, when they have faith in Hashem, when they say Shabbat Mekudash, Yom HaShishi Vaychulu Hashemayim V'Aaretz, you know what they're gonna get? Oneg. Vekarata. Oneg. When Jewish people do Vekarata, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give you Oneg. When you do Kiddush, when you respect Shabbat, when you respect each other, Ve'yitkadashtem ve'hi'item kedoshim, ki kadosh ani, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is telling you, I'm kadosh. You also need to be kadosh because you're my people. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh. But how Hashem will be kadosh? There is one condition. What's the condition? Ukedoshim bechol yom ya'alelu chasela. If there is no kedoshim, chas v'chalila, there is no ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh. You want oneg? You want the family to enjoy together? You want good education for the kids? You want zivugim? You want beriut, parnasa, tzlacha, simcha? You want it? You want oneg? Vekarata. When you remind yourself that we're here for a reason, and we're here to be light to the nations, and we're going to do it, you'll get the oneg. So this guy that I'm talking this week, and I'm telling him about America, and you know, and when Hashem is nice with us, we're getting these results. So he told me, I don't understand. So it's all our fault. Everything is the Jewish people. So if right now people in Somalia are killing each other, in Sudan and Somalia, they're killing each other, it's my problem? Gal, מה אתה אומר? Right now, someone in China, okay, in the middle of Guangzhou, killed someone else, another yin and yang, they're killing each other. שיהיה בעזרת השם. לא, למה, מה, they did something to you. It's our fault, it's our problem, it's our business. I'm asking you. Yes. If right now there is a woman in India being raped by Hamorim, it's our problem?
God's creation.
But it's my problem? No. Right now, Yair Masri, זה אשמתי? It's my fault?
No.
So let me tell you something, and Yehonadav is saying something so smart over here. If you come into a dark room with a candle, with light, you bring light to the room, right? If the corner is still dark, you know what it means? That the light that you brought is not good enough. It's not bright enough. You need to bring more light. If it's dark in the corner, it's not a problem of the corner, it's a problem of the light. If in the corner of the room it's still dark, who is responsible? The one that bring the light. Bring more light. We are the one who bring you the torch of light. Or Lagoim. If it's dark in the corner, if now right now they're selling babies in Indonesia, if right now they're selling drugs in Mexico, it's our problem. Because those corners of the world are very dark, or so dark that even the devil doesn't go there. Because it's so dark. And it's our problem. And it's our fault, and we're responsible. Because if it's dark in the corner, you need to bring more light. Because when there is lots of light, it's not going to be dark in the corner. I remember Mashgiach, we used to sit in yeshiva in Ponovich, 3,000 boys. Harav Dessler was walking, and we used to shmooze, because what do you do in yeshiva? You have one mitzvah, one avera. Mitzvah to learn Torah, that's the mitzvah. We have one mitzvah, right? And then you have one avera, not to learn Torah, bitul Torah, that's it. But how you do bitul Torah? You're talking, schmoozing, nayes. You know what is nayes? Nayes is in Yiddish, news. Vos the nayes. Vos the nayes. Mikve nayes, Betach, he was from Pronite. All the nayes, all the news you get in the mikve. They said that Trump, one time he wanted to know the news. He wanted to know the nayes. Vos the nayes. Vos the gishen, vos zelza, vos the dogs. He wanted to know. So he's asking someone, he says, also doch wetschen, gesunde Juden, Baruch Hashem, how you know the nayes? So the guy told him, go to the mikveh, you'll hear everything. He says, okay. Trump, dressing like a Hasidic guy, he got his stomach anyway. He's putting his kapota, his gartel, he learns some words, and he's going to the mikveh. He's coming to the mikveh. There is a biale guy over there with a yellow mustache from smoking 70 years, sitting in the mikveh, scratching his stomach. And as soon as he's coming, he says, oh, did you hear the nayes? He says, what? I heard Trump is coming to the mikveh. They know everything. They know everything over there. So I'm schmoozing with my friend, talking about the nayes. You know what? The Mashgiach is walking and he say, because of you guys, mamash kacha, biglalchem, right now, there is someone Jewish that's going to marry non-Jewish. Now I'm 17 years old in Bnei Brak, never heard about the concept marrying non-Jewish. Only in the Torah I saw the psukim that you're not allowed to do it. Lo titchatan bam. But I actually didn't imagine that people do it. Because I'm in 17 in Bnei Brak, right? The only thing I know, there is Charedim and Datiim. Didn't even met Chilonim yet. Charedim, Datiim. And the Mashgiach is telling me, because of me, some got right now married a shiktzeh. I told him, Rabbi, Yelamdenu Rabbeinu, Ani? I'm barely, my biggest sin is Lashon Hara that I like to do a few times a day. Talking about, he says, when you're not learning Torah, someone that is connected to you is not protected. So his Yetzer Hara is going crazy and he's going to marry the shiktzeh. And I was like, what? And the answer is yes. We all one soul. One soul. When you put your finger in the fire, it's not only your finger that is suffering, the whole body is suffering. When you have a headache, you don't go to job and you say, okay, I have a headache, you take your head, you put it on the side, and you keep working. When you have headache, you have headache. That's it, right? When you walk and you have your little toes in the corner of the table, you know what I'm talking about? Allah alayna. Right? Then you remember that you have it. You don't even remember you have feet, right? And you feel it right now, and for 2 minutes you're biting your tongue, is like, yay. וגם חרבון הזכור לטוב. All of the sudden, but why? It's only a little thing in your body. It's not your heart. It's not your liver. It's not your head. It's not your eyes. No. When something of your body, when a little part of it is in pain, the whole body is in pain. When one guy speaks Lashon Hara, people dying in Gaza. That's it. Telling you the truth as is. When someone doesn't learn Torah, there is a nice guy who's marrying a shikta now in Cleveland. Why? Because he wake up in the morning and doesn't feel like Jewish anymore. Why? Because there is less kedusha in the world. We are together. Vekarata oneg. When you do vekarata, Kadosh Baruch Hu will take care of the oneg part. But we need to do vekarata. We need to do those things. And the way to do it is definitely increasing, obviously, mitzvot, chasadim tovim, Torah, tefillah. But always to remember, we all one nation, one people, one love. And we need to love each other, mamash, כאיש אחד בלב אחד. So my Kadosh Baruch Hu will help us. בזכות הצדיקים, בזכות, בעזרת השם, ההילולה, רבי עובדיה יוסף, זיכרונו צדיק לברכה, בזכות בעל הסעודה, that sponsored this amazing הילולה, לעילוי נשמת, שושן בן מימון, בעזרת השם. That we're gonna have ממש ניסים גלויים, big miracles, and we'll be able to keep, and this is our mission, each one of us, to keep the unity, the love and the faith that we have right now, to keep it forever and ever, בעזרת השם. ברוך הוא יזכה אותנו, רבי חנן בן קשיא אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל, לפיכך ירבה להם תורה מצוות, שנאמר, אדוני החפץ למען צדקו, יגדיל תורה ויאדיר.